Greetings all, this is Ignis Leonis again, coming at you with a round in. This is the very first round I had in my Churchill tank. As you all know, I am a fan of the Matilda, and this was a natural progression according to everything that I've read. Kind of a similar playstyle, super slow, decent armor, decent hit points, and a very accurate high rate of fire penetrating gun. With the Churchill I, the gun actually is very, very weak to begin with. So stock, I'm really not doing much. I'm holding back in this round. There's a couple of points where I kind of get into probably positions that I normally would not have, but I had some good support from the team, so I was able to make good decisions and battle on. So in this beginning part, I am heading off to the city. Again, because I'm so slow, urban environments really tend to favor Churchill. Everything that I've played against in Churchill, they are just absolute monsters in the city. So this beginning part, nothing really exciting. Never got any hits on the guy. I'm just going to dive into the city and see what's going on here. And just to kind of pause it here, we have, just so you all can see, we've got a Panzer IV, a Su-85, and a Matilda, which is really, really good support. Especially that Su-85, the gun can rip through anybody on their team list. Anybody. I've played it myself. It is, with this kind of opposition to what we're doing, yeah, it's a brutal tank. So I've got this really strong firepower on my right side, and as you can see, they've already taken out a DW2, which really isn't saying much. The DW2, from everything that I've read and everything that I've experienced in battle, is kind of a worthless tank. Its gun never penetrates. It can't take hits. It can't bounce them. Really not a good tank. So here I am facing off against another Su-85. Again, that rate of fire on this gun is really good. Kind of lets you have a margin of error on your part. It's I think the best way to explain the Matilda and these tanks, probably the Churchills as well, is that these tanks are forgiving. You can make a mistake, and that's okay because the tank has the characteristics to absorb the mistake, and if you are quick enough to recover, you can still march on and still be a productive member of your team. So here, you've noticed I've gone straight on, because again, I know I've got that really strong wing of firepower, and I can see that they were making hits on that tank destroyer, so I just had to keep them occupied, keep them from really getting a good firing solution on that really strong wing that I have over there. And then I can slide in over here. And unfortunately, the inexperience of my crew did not pay off here. I was trying to get some shots on this guy's turret, and everything that either missed or bounced. And then I started taking hits myself, so I knew it was time to retreat. And then I realized it's a Hetzer. And the armor is good frontally on the Churchill from straight on, so I can bounce this guy's shots and I'm not having to worry too much, and I can get right in his face, pick my shots at that point, hopefully find a weak point, which I do, but unfortunately it didn't seem to be consistent. I'm not sure why. As soon as he stopped falling back, it apparently changed the angle of his armor and made it hard to do. So that was an easy kill for that T-34 there, which I was thankful because that Hetzer was actually starting to do a little bit of damage. I was kind of worried, but I walked out okay. And now we're winding down. There are 4 of them and a buttload of us. So these guys are in serious, serious trouble. Trying to make a fire solution on them. They already can't, so I'm just going to march on. Super slow tank. You really have to be careful about where you're going. You don't have the maneuverability to give you the freedom of moving as you please. So you really, really, really have to make where you go count. And there we've got, that is a Churchill III. He can definitely outgun and out-armor me. So I'm taking some hits from him, and I am going to back up because that is bad news. We've got the numbers. There's no reason why I should be risking myself, so I'm going to hide behind this down tank destroyer, find some cover, and let somebody else take this guy out because I certainly can't. And there they go. They took him out. And now we're off onto the last guy is a T-14. T-14, I don't know how I would do one-on-one with a T-14. In my Matilda, I've taken these guys on one-on-one and been the one to walk away. But where the Churchill is such a much larger target and the T-14 has a maneuverability advantage on me, I'd have to say the T-14 would probably walk away from a one-on-one. But again, it's never happened yet. Since this fight, I've upgraded up to the first 6-pound gun. That's including treads, radio, and everything else. So I'm up to the 6-pound gun. Definitely an upgrade to the stock gun, but still has a very hard time penetrating and causing damage. But as usual with these British tanks, rate of fire is kind of their forte, so that rate of fire makes up for a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this replay. Please feel free to comment, and happy tanking.